Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Alex and Kristen team up after Chad loses his cool while questioning Clyde. When Kristen sees Alex walking through the square, she tells him to stop. She informs him that Brady informed her about Teresa's relapse in detail. Alex is enraged, and he tells Kristen to leave Teresa alone and insists that she only slept. Kristen implies Brady is stressed over her something beyond as the mother of his youngster. Paulina tells Abe that the activities she did last night helped her relax when they wake up together in bed. He recommends attempting to loosen up her psyche once more. She advises him to let it all out, and he inclines in for a kiss. Wearing night robe in bed, Abe and Paulina look affectionately at one another. Clyde awakens in his cell to a humming cell he pulls free from his bunk. Discontent with the news he gets, Clyde yells it wasn't the individual's call to make. He vows to show those sons of bitches what he can do after hanging up. In a stockroom, police cover a dead body and stand with a young fellow in binds. At the point when Harris and Jada show up, Harris approaches official Goldman, who gazes off, distressed. She tells the criminal investigator that was whenever she first released her weapon, not to mention shot somebody. He sends her off with another officer and assures her everything will be fine. More, the figure of speech WCTH isn't playing in season 11. In a stockroom, Harris grasps his jaw while staring at a white female cop. The youthful trim lady wears a tactical armor. Off her troubled face, her brown hair is pulled into a tight bun. Jada and Harris concur it was a decent failure, however they required that vendor alive. Jada passes Rafe en route to beware of Goldman. Harris exhausts to his predominant that the dead vendor was their immediate connection to Clyde. Rafe advises him to take the success of getting drugs off the road, however Harris needs the source. As Rafe guards Goldman for a perfect shoot, Everett and Chad appear, unfortunately. Harris makes sense of he called the journos to slow down them from printing Lucas' story. Rafe fumes, however hesitantly consents to work with Chad and Everett. Everett records video on his telephone as he questions the chief. Remaining with Chad in a distribution center, Everett points his telephone at a disappointed Rafe. In the square, Kristen waxes beautiful about her and Brady's bond over their kid. Alex inquires as to whether she at any point ponders getting back with him. She says that boat has cruised, however he urges her to take it back to shore. She realizes he simply needs Brady good and gone so he can have Teresa to himself. Alex concedes he has his interests, taking into account Teresa continues to rest on him. Kristen figures she can help him. More, a hopeless train wreck stays cast on most fragile connection. In the distribution center, Jada questions a youthful male official. He says that he saw a flash out of the corner of his eye as he and Goldman entered the building, and Goldman then ran off after the criminal. He heard 2 shots, and the vendor was dead. He noted in his report the area of the suspect's firearm before he helped to shake in Brilliant. Chad and Everett are seated when Clyde walks into the visitor's room of the prison. Chad grasps his clenched hands as Clyde insults him. He is mocked by Everett and Chad about how much money he just lost in the drug bust. They need to hear his form of the story, yet Clyde acts ignorant. He demands he's been a model detainee since he began spending time in jail for the ruthless homicide of Chad's better half. Looking directly at Chad, he says he actually sees her imploring him to save her life. Everett stops Chad from running toward Clyde. More, slang fight between the Way Home cast members as the group gathers. Chad warns that Clyde's reign of terror is coming to an end. At the point when he loses his cash and power, Chad will appreciate enlightening the world on the first page of his paper. Clyde will then languish in prison, never to be seen again. In the stockroom, Rafe reprimands Harris for keeping him unaware of everything going on with the press and Lucas. Harris simply had to ensure the strike went off effortlessly. Rafe counters that there was a hitch. Harris states Goldman was an embellished marksman in her foundation class, however Rafe says there's a major distinction between shooting on the reach versus at work. Presently, she'll have to visit a specialist before she can return to work. Harris says they'll require everyone ready and available. God alone knows what will happen after the article is published, according to Rafe, who sighs. More, Robert Scott Wilson coaxes Alex figuring out reality. Before crime location tape in a distribution center, Rafe and Jada look with worry at the distressed official Goldman. A muscular male official, with a dim goatee, buzz cut and sandy composition, remains close to Goldman. Afterward, Jada imparts subtleties of her most memorable shooting to a close-to-home Goldman. The other official goes along with them as Jada and Rafe guarantee Goldman it was a perfect shooting. That might be, yet Goldman is struggling with accommodating ending a day-to-day existence. Jada guarantees her she'll emerge from this okay. In the square, Kristen says on the off chance that she's more present in Brady's life and he's less present in Teresa's, it's a shared benefit for everybody. Alex contemplates whether she's prepared to return to Brady. She doesn't have any idea. It's hard getting injured again and again, yet there will constantly be a spot in her heart for him. Really an arrangement, Kristen says they should be in ordinary correspondence on the off chance that they are to accomplish their objective. He extends to her an employment opportunity at Titan, which will place her in closeness to Brady. She'll think about it. He also suggests that she include family sleepovers and extend Brady's visitation. More, 6 series to begin your K-drama's fixation. Wearing exercise gear in the square, Alex raises his water bottle while making a highlight Kristen. Holding a to-go espresso mug, she coolly respects him. Still in bed, Paulina enlightens Abe concerning Johnny and Chanel's wedding. As she makes arrangements, she gets a call from the medical clinic. In the wake of hanging up, Paulina shared that the cancer has developed, and they are moving her medical procedure to the furthest limit of this current week. Breathing profoundly, she tells Abe she won't allow her apprehension to outweigh her. He reassures her that they will prevail together. At Statesville, Clyde cautions Everett that he ought to fail to remember anything he advanced today. He would rather not witness anything to anybody near them in Salem. Undaunted, Everett and Chad hurl their own messages before Clyde leaves. Chad takes a deep breath in slowly. Now is the ideal time to end this, he says. Everett responds, let's do it. In the stockroom, Goldman describes her shooting to Harris, who affirms she followed convention. He tells Rafe they'll need to come at Clyde from another point since when he learns about this, he'll believe somebody should pay. Does Constantine indoctrinate Xander to shoot Harris? Days of Our Lives and Tales bother Constantine Melianis might program Xander Cook to do his hit work. Constantine has proactively attempted the tarot card on John Dark, making him hold a weapon to his head. Conditioning Xander to kill Harris Michaels is an easy task. Days of Our Lives, the baffling call. Xander had a baffling call with a hidden voice, extending to him a hit employment opportunity. Xander hasn't been a hired gunman for quite a long time, however, yet this individual knew about his past. At the point when he and Sarah Horton ate with Maggie Kyriakis and unexpectedly, Constantine he likewise knew about his past as a hired gunman in Greece. Days of Our Lives, does Constantine teach Xander to shoot Harris? Xander was puzzled by the cryptic comment. It was said that Xander had worked for Constantine's father, but that would have been a very old man, far too old for Xander to have worked for. Xander searched out Stefan DiMera, who he thought could have called, however Stefan denied it. E.J. DiMera was one more dubious component, yet he was precluded too. That leaves Constantine. DOOL, why Harris Michaels? One inquiry may be the reason Constantine would need to have Harris taken out. Exceptionally straightforward. Harris knows things from being in Greece and customized at one time by Megan DiMera. Harris has been in the youth home of Victor Kyriakis and knows a wide range of things about Bo Brady that could be unsafe to Constantine's plan. Constantine knew Victor, yet not as a cherished companion, and on the off chance that Megan knew, Harris could know as well, despite the fact that he was deprogrammed. For reasons unknown, Constantine considers Harris to be a danger 1 danger down, then 2 to go in John and Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols. In the event that Constantine can effectively program the pawn to work for him, then, at that point, Xander can pursue Steve and John's presently not an issue. Days of Our Lives Harris Michaels was clearly shot by Xander Cook, but the big question is why. Harris was shot in a back alley.